My name's Lauren.
And I'm Ashley.
And you are watching This Week in Weird. This is the news segment for the podcast Keep It Weird. So, I have a story about a sex act that went horribly wrong.
These are my favorite. You love talking
I
about
do sex
acts.
stories, yeah. I feel like I do like sex toys stuck in people. I did a story
Sex
on
dolls.
sex dolls. Also, someone having sex with a ghost that they claimed. I'm into the sexy stuff. Gotta talk about it. Okay, so a woman suffered a life-threatening allergic reaction after performing oral sex on her man. The 31-year-old vomited and struggled to breathe after she swallowed her boyfriend's semen. So she was already doing something really kind.
Very kind.
Like, sorry to get a little gross, but like she was swallowing, which not everyone does. So it's already like, good job.
That is a safe sex no-no.
Yes.
You are not supposed to swallow that.
You shouldn't swallow. But here's
anyway, sorry, men everywhere.
I know you all enjoy it, but like we shouldn't, and for good reason, as we'll hear here. So she was rushed to the hospital. This is in Spain, by the way. I didn't say. She was rushed to the hospital, and the doctor said she'd gone into anaphylactic shock. She has a very severe allergy to penicillin, and it turns out the guy was on penicillin for something that he had. I don't think it was an STD, so it's not like he was taking it like already had stuff going on. He was on it for an illness, for something else. But she swallowed his semen and got the penicillin into her body, and her throat was closing up and she couldn't breathe. Her heart rate was insane. And it is believed that this case is actually the first of its kind ever recorded, which is shocking to me because I feel like that could happen.
Yeah.
That could happen all the time. But maybe not a lot of women are swallowing.
It's a myth. It's a myth.
I don't know. So she is fine. She lived and was okay after she went to the hospital, but doctors are now urging people, now that this case is making worldwide news and it's apparently the first of its kind, which I think is crazy, but basically everyone is saying, like, first, find out what your partner's on. I know that's a weird question, but if you have an allergy especially, like, hey, you on any antibiotics?
Before I ingest your bodily fluids?
You got some funky going on that might kill me down there? And I'm already being so kind and doing this
generous for performing this.
Yep. And doctors even say, even though this is like very unsexy, especially if you're in the moment and just trying to be spontaneous, like using a condom for oral sex isn't the craziest thing in the world. I know, but it's like preventative measures.
That is why we make flavor condoms, though.
I know, because why else? Your vagina doesn't need the flavor.
Yeah.
Your butthole doesn't need the flavor, but your mouth does. So I know everyone's probably listening and saying, I will never use a condom when I'm performing oral sex. But if you have an allergy and still want to go down, then you should.
If you're severely allergic to anything like penicillin or peanuts, I assume peanuts could get into semen,
I would think so, too. Because I don't know for sure, though. We don't know how things work in the body.
We're not scientists.
I would think there'd be, like, traces, but maybe not.
Yeah. I see.
Bodily
what
fluids.
I think is, like, I think of blood. So I think of, you know, if a vampire were to drink the blood of someone who ate a bunch of garlic. The movies tell me
that it'll taste like
it will be garlicky and the vampires will be hurt, so you eat a lot of garlic. So I think, like, if you eat a lot of peanuts and you jizz in someone's mouth and they're allergic to peanuts, they're gonna have an allergic reaction.
There'd be a little bit of peanut.
That's how I live my life.
I know. I think that's true too. We're going to pretend that we're doctors or scientists and we're giving you the facts.
Yes.
But honestly, if you have, that is a good way to live by. Like, that is a good method to use. If you have a severe allergy, just double check with your partner just in case there are trace amounts.
Did she know that she was severely allergic to penicillin? I feel like...
Oh, they actually didn't say. That's a good question. They didn't say if she knew. I want to say that she would know. She's a 31-year-old woman. I feel like you find out about the penicillin allergy pretty early on in your life because that's always the drug that's administered. But, I mean, that's an assumption, so it's not fair. But they also said that he hadn't taken the penicillin that day. I think it had been like a day or a day and a half.
For the blowjob.
I know, he knew. He hadn't taken it for a day or a day and a half, but even a really small trace amount, I guess, depending on your allergy, can cause anaphylactic shock. So you truly just have to be so careful. And now they're sending out warnings to everyone. Maybe just don't
wrap it up.
Swallow.
Or don't swallow.
I know. I think that's the lesson here. Spit it out. It's all right. It'll still feel nice. I don't know. I don't have a penis. I'm pretending.
On that note.
So many men are rolling their eyes around the world. I'm sorry I told this story.
Sorry.
I just thought it was fascinating that there hadn't been something like this recorded before.
Yeah, no, that's super
fascinating.
fascinating.
Thought that was probably happening all over the world, but there you go. Careful, sexy time.
Careful, sexy time. So we're going to end that.
Yep.
Thank you so much for joining us for This Week in Weird, which is the news segment for the podcast
Keep It Weird,
which you can find on iTunes, Spotify, Libsyn, TuneIn, Stitcher, Podbean.
All the things.
All of them.
Wherever you get your podcast.
Wherever you get your podcasts, you'll find us there. Subscribe to our channel so you can be the first to know when all of our videos come out. Subscribe to our podcast on iTunes and follow us on social media at Keep It Weirdcast across all platforms. Ding.
Ding.